Hey, data streamer.
Hey, GU.
Remember the sound of rewinding a cassette? The clunk of a VHS ejecting? The pixel hum of a CRT screen? All those tiny sounds once carried our lives, and now they're gone.
Yeah.
So, if our memories live inside our technology, what would happen when the tech dies? Now, let me make a first comparison. Let's go
Okay.
way back on to like art from like the Dark Ages or art from the Egyptians. We
hmm
use those that art to the archaeologists use those art to set up theories on how they used to live back in those days, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this would happen if our society would like collapse or something.
hmm
This modern era that like archaeologists of 2000 years later that they would use our USB sticks, DVDs and whatever to describe and write history books about our society.
Yeah, they would. They would probably also look at social media if it's still around. But yeah, the interesting that you say that because, for example, I know in archaeology the most interesting findings are findings of normal things. I remember watching this thing in the Netherlands where they found a Roman settlement in here in like in Utrecht or something like that.
Oh,
But the I don't remember the exact details, or I think it was Utrecht. But anyways, it was somewhere in the Netherlands at least. But the interesting thing about this settlement was that it was full of like everyday things, like plates, faces, whatever. It was just like it was like it was like a snapshot of everyday Roman life, and well, this Northern Roman, empire, and it was like way more valuable to archaeologists than like finding some, I don't know, some chest full of gold or some crazy thing. Like finding clues about how people lived back then was is like one of the holy grails of archaeology. You know, there's like, for example, there's like a lot of these Renaissance paintings that depict
mhm.
just normal real life instead of like depicting kings and queens, self portraits, or well, not portraits of kings and queens. It's like normal people walking around and stuff like that. Those kinds of paintings are also very valuable. So this is
Yeah,
kind of like
because
similar. Yeah,
especially like the paintings from Johan Vermeer, the Milk Girl or
yeah,
something, you know, it
yeah,
really looks like just a. I've been to the exhibition and
yeah,
it really looks like just a picture from
yeah.
back in those days. It
Exactly,
really sucks you in.
exactly. It's a lot more interesting than some whatever portrait of some king in like his ultimate drip, like whatever, who cares, like he's wearing some gold cloak and a crown, like whatever, dude. I mean, it's yeah, we know you're rich, dude, we get it, I get it, whatever, chill, but like that's a lot more interesting. But like to bring it back, like we were talking about like technology like being lost and stuff like that, and like forgetting a part of our humanity because of the technology being lost. That's an interesting that's an interesting thing because like it also comes back to the fact that man is man because of the technology. You know what I mean? We the entire reason we are who we are is because we pretty much created who we are through technology. And if you remove part of the technology, you remove part of the identity of man. I mean, there a lot of people like really love like talking about like how like nature is the ultimate and blah blah blah, and like they're in tune with nature and all that stuff. But really, humanity has been, since this inception, has all been all about taming nature and creating technology to improve human lives. And if you remove technology from humans, we're just animals. You know, we just revert back to being animals, walk around in nature, barefoot, naked, and like whatever. So it makes sense that if certain technologies are lost to time, that we lose a part of our humanity, with it. We lose part of our history, lose part of our we lose a lot of stuff like that. And getting that stuff back is can be annoying sometimes. Like for example, like there's one of the more famous lost technologies was Damascus steel. Uh, that technology was lost for maybe 1,000 years or more. I would say I don't remember
What is
exact
that kind
details.
of technology? What are you?
It's a kind of way to make steel, a certain type of steel that's built up out of several like when you see it, it's like this crazy pattern that gets created when it's forged. But it was lost, and we did have blades, weapons that were built like Damascus steel with Damascus steel, but we didn't know how to make it anymore. It's like in Game of Thrones, Valyrian steel. George R. R. Martin based the idea on Valyrian steel on Damascus steel because Damascus steel weapons were very good, but nobody knew how to make
Oh,
them anymore. Just
I'm
like
so sorry. I
yeah,
I,
but
I, I thought I heard the word the mask of steel, but now I understand Damascus steel. Okay,
oh yeah,
thanks.
Damascus. Yeah, Damascus. That's in the city. But the Valyrian in the show Game of Thrones, Valyrian steel was like really high quality, the blades never were the blades maintained their sharpness and that kind of stuff, and they were really sought after. They could reforge Valyrian steel, as in melt it down and make a new sword, but they couldn't create it. So they could only make normal steel weapons. Same thing with Damascus steel. Damascus steel, we couldn't do anything with it. It was just like but I think somewhere in the 1800s it was rediscovered how it was built on accident. I think I don't know the exact lore, so don't quote me exactly. Do your own research, check it out. But in any case, we lost that technology, and of course, part of our human history, and then it was regained, of course. But yeah, when we're talking about like media, like for example, modern day equivalents, there's things out there that lost media is a thing. Like there are games out there that never came out in any kind of modern thing. DOS games, um, Super Nintendo games, N64 games, those kinds of games. Uh, they were never released in any other format beyond that. There are shows, TV shows, movies that were never released on VHS. I mean, on DVD or beyond, and they are not on streaming either. There's this entire community online of people that are searching for lost media. That's what they call it, lost media. And it's like, it's kind of crazy how much of it there is. And the problem is also being exacerbated by modern modern streaming services, because a lot of these services they don't have the movies on there forever. They have them there for a limited time. You see for example, Netflix, you see regularly that they they show like this list of they have a category on Netflix where it says like leaving soon or something like that,
Oh,
and then it's like, oh, you have 5 days to watch this movie before we delete it, that kind of stuff. But if the only place that movie was available was Netflix, that's it. No more streaming. So if you want to watch that movie, you're gonna have to hunt it down. Maybe there's a Blu-ray. I mean, sure. If it was a more recent movie, there could be a Blu-ray. If it's an older movie, don't know. Maybe you can find a DVD. But if it's older
yeah,
than that,
or even VCD.
yeah, VCD. Yeah, if it's a movie that came out on VCD, I don't even think Netflix probably has it. It's like, what do you mean?
Oh,
It's crazy. But
no.
it's it's a
But
whole
that's the
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the so the analog tag, as we would say, it was tactile, it was imperfect, but it was real.
Yeah.
It was like if you buy the DVD, the box, the art on it, you're proud to have it, the tangible piece of art. And you
Yep.
like put it in your shelf and you proudly display it like I own this movie and this
Yep.
movie is good. I can rewatch it. It Rewatching films was so nice to do back in the day. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it anymore. Like I could like watch a movie 3 times in a week just because
Yep.
I have the DVD.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Even with streaming, you would think it would be easier, but there's this whole, like you said, there's this entire like movie culture that is lost now, that people don't know. Like exactly what you said, like the box, the thing, like what you just described to me was the feeling I got when I went to a rental place and rented a movie. You know, renting a movie was like literally you have it in your hands. You're like, oh, you look at it, like, oh, the cover and everything. Oh, you can't wait till you get home, and you like pop it in, and you know, like the whole movie night thing. You know, you go rent a movie. And the movie place has like popcorn as well, and like and drinks, and you're like, oh, I'll get some popcorn too and drinks, and ooh, make this whole thing about it. And it's like
Yeah.
this entire culture around this medium, this VHS or DVD rental thing, was a whole entire thing. It was kind of crazy, and it's lost. It's gone because technology, you know, it got replaced by streaming, and nobody really cares anymore, which is kind of funny. Nobody, like for example, back in the day, we used to have movie watch parties. You know, do people even do that anymore?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know I've organized them back in the day,
Yeah.
but I don't know if people.
But
I
it's
mean,
yeah, it's
no,
just so easy now that you just like after work you watch you pop in like yeah Netflix and you
yeah,
just watch a movie. Like it's not that special anymore.
no,
I mean,
but
you can make it special,
no, but I don't
but I
mean
know what you mean.
I don't mean like just popping in a movie. I mean like you have
Make a whole
the
happening about it.
specific movie, a
Yeah.
specific movie, and it's like where we are going to watch this movie,
Yep.
this, and we're making a whole party around it. That.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I know there are like certain like for example with The Room from Tommy Wiseau, they have watch parties for that movie, but that's like this crazy cult thing. You know, like it's like a cult movie. It's like whatever.
Yep.
It's like and people like you can't even go to those Tommy Wiseau The Room viewings. You shouldn't watch the movie the first time at those because people are screaming at the screen and they're like and they've seen the movie a million times, so they know every line and they just scream the lines at the screen. You can't do this to me, blah, blah, whatever he says. You know, oh hi Mark, You know, that it's like, and you can't watch the movie. Those screenings are not to watch the movie. They are a cultural, social gathering of people who enjoy that specific movie, and that's like The Room. But that's this whole thing. But that used to happen for all kinds of movies. I remember I specifically made a movie night one time to watch Jurassic Park with friends. It was this whole thing. It was like Jurassic Park. We're gonna watch it, and it was like a week in advance. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go watch Jurassic. You know that doesn't happen anymore. It's not a thing. It's like people go over to watch a movie, but then they're like they browse Netflix for a few minutes. Let's watch this. Okay, cool. Fine, let's watch this movie.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. That's the thing, because like the whole culture around the VHS or the DVD, like the physical media, produced this scarcity that kind of forced you to like
Be more
have
specific.
to be more specific. Yeah,
Or
because you
more
didn't
mindful, I would say.
more. Yeah, that's a better word. More mindful, because you couldn't just rent a million movies and like kind of like browse them and okay, which movie I'm gonna watch, whatever. You had to, because if you didn't have the movie, you either had to buy it or borrow it or rent it or something like that, and it would cost you time or money or whatever, blah blah. And it's like, okay, I have to really make sure I'm not gonna, you know, I really make sure we got the good one here, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that culture is completely gone.
Yeah. Well, dear listeners, I'm really curious. Do you still do this? Please let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, please do, because like it's like an it's like a thing that's really weird with the modern thing, because it's like movie industry hasn't been bigger than well, it's bigger than ever, but it's like who's watching movies? You know,
Yeah.
it's so
Or
weird.
making it, yeah.
Like people
It
don't
makes
even
it so
talk
easy
about
now,
them.
yeah.
People rarely talk about them even.
Yeah. I do at work with my colleagues. Sure.
Yeah,
We talk about movies.
yeah. Okay.
But I understand it's different, I guess.
It's not. It's like
So-
it's like this whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I do talk about movies. People, yeah, I saw this movie, blah blah blah. But the last time I experienced that whole classic movie culture thing was when Marvel movies were big. You know, when Infinity War came out, man, that was the classic movie. Everybody was talking about this movie, man. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe it, blah blah. It's like that was the classic. Oh, summer is here. Everybody's watching the big movie of the summer, blah blah blah. That stuff. That's that classic movie thing that does not happen anymore. And it only happened in those times. It only happened with Marvel. Not no other movie franchise or whatever it happened. So actually, if Marvel wasn't there, that entire culture of like everybody's excited for the big movie of the summer or whatever, or the big movie, that entire culture has actually been dead for more than 20 years. If it wasn't because the only one that had it was Marvel. Everything else, like, nobody cares. So yeah, because of the technology changes and all that retro stuff is gone, all the physical media is gone. Yeah, the
Gone
culture
in mainstream
changed.
media, but
Yeah,
yeah, it in a way it also never dies. Retro never dies, right? But I mean,
no,
there's a huge community for
yeah,
vinyl records.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
artists also still sell
yeah,
their vinyl records
yeah. Vinyl
or
made a
instant
return.
cameras. Yeah,
Vinyl
and
made a
but
return indeed.
especially for the special filter for your camera, so it
Mhm.
looks old, like this Fujifilm stuff, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
also like
yeah,
a thing.
yeah. Exactly. Vinyl. Yeah, those things made a return. The cameras and the vinyl. Also, CDs are making a return. Uh, I've been seeing stuff.
iPods even, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. I've been seeing stuff. But I've been noticing like a lot of.
Because it's
Oh, go ahead.
because things like Spotify and the all the subscriptions are getting more expensive. So
Yeah.
I saw an article that people are pirating against, so using the iPod again and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's also a thing. Classic. The piracy is coming back because the streaming services are becoming annoying and whatever. So they're not convenient anymore. So people are going back to piracy. That's been a topic of the last couple of years. So it's like, yeah, we're kind of in the cycle of returning to certain things. So we'll see how that plays out, but it's pretty interesting, and I really wonder how the streaming services are going to react. If because as far as I know, their numbers didn't dwindle, but I think they're getting more expensive. So maybe their numbers are falling, and they're trying to compensate it by asking for more money. You know, that's also the other thing about
Yeah.
this. At what point does it become too expensive? Because even if you have access to like a million songs, like if it costs you 20 bucks or 30 bucks, how much are you willing to have theoretical access to this music that you may or may not listen to, instead of paying like 15 bucks, 20 bucks for an entire album that you could listen to at higher quality at home, whenever you want, without having to worry about like all the other annoying things that come with streaming, like, oh, is my internet, am I lagging, or is the bit rate, what's the bit rate on this track? That's the thing that happens. You have shitty bit rate if you have a cheap plan on Spotify. You have lower bit rate and it sounds worse. And if you care about sound quality, that kind of stuff, there's a lot of things with streaming that most people don't even think about. Most people probably don't care, but most people don't care because they aren't aware. I'm pretty sure if you are aware, you will be like, okay, this is kind of crap. That's why vinyl became such a thing, because people were suddenly aware that like sound quality on a lot of these formats was kind of crap. So they went back to vinyl because vinyl supposedly has a superior sound quality, or at least, okay, maybe not superior, but there is certain sound quality or sound characteristics that people really enjoy that is lost in all these modern formats. So people wanted to get back to that kind of stuff. So, that those kinds of things, people suddenly became aware of the sound. Before that, we were listening to 128 kilobytes MP3s that they downloaded off LimeWire or whatever. Some crap.
So, but yeah, I mean that the sound quality, yeah, that's the thing, because there are so many variables hanging onto this, right? Because
Yeah,
like mixing and mastering. So
exactly.
yeah, it's just a good point of discussion. But what I want to say is that it's also a generational thingy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Like you mentioned LimeWire, I mentioned iPods and stuff. It's like the new generation. They they won't use that. Like, I mean, first it's quite difficult to use it to upload the music onto your iPod, like let alone download the stuff first.
Hmm.
Even though everything is convenient already, right, with streaming services and stuff.
Yeah.
So
But it's I wouldn't say it's difficult to upload an album to an iPod. It's just dragging and
for
dropping.
us,
It's just dragging and dropping. But of course, we know Zoomers have.
that's for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I know Zoomers have technological deficiency with computers and computer technology. So it will be more difficult for them than using a streaming service, of course. But I did see, I do see a lot of like Zoomer media on them going back to retro stuff. There's this whole thing about Zoomers going back to using cassettes. I've noticed that. They're like buying up old cassette players, even like old Sony Walkmans, like cassette player Sony Walkmans. They're like
Yeah.
300 euros on online these days, man. They're expensive now. People want these things. It's kind of crazy, but it's growing. I wouldn't say it's huge, but it's growing, and you're seeing it popping up here and there. But yeah, it is more difficult to use than the more
It's more a hassle.
contemporary.
But
Yeah.
again, it makes you more mindful of the music because you're
Yes.
listening carefully because you
Yes.
are aware when it's starting and when it's finishing because you have
Yeah.
to do something to.
Yeah, it's more mindful. That's a good way to say it. It's more mindful. You're really in the moment. You are there with the music, and it's not like
That's what I do
streaming-
appreciate of those
Yeah.
analog stuff, right?
Yeah,
Especially with analog cameras. It makes you more mindful when taking a picture because the raw,
oh yeah,
the film,
Yeah.
you're limited, so you really take care,
exactly.
really think about the type
Yeah.
of photo you're making,
Yeah.
and that what makes it cool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's pretty interesting when you talk about cameras. Like I remember going on vacation, and we had maybe 2 rolls full of photos.
Mm.
Two 36 picture rolls, maybe.
Yeah.
Max, maybe even 1, but 2, let's say 2. That's like the entire vacation, dude. These days, you come back from vacation with hundreds of pictures, man.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you're
then like
You're spending
like 10 of the same
yeah
10 of the same photo of the same beach.
Yeah.
But like one different gesture.
After vacation, you're spending like the next few days filtering your pictures, deleting the crap, and then like deciding which one you're gonna post on social media, or if you use social media. That stuff never happened, man. It's like back in you had like 36 photos. Sometimes you just took 1 roll to your vacation, or maybe 2 rolls, and that's it. And then that's it. It's kind of crazy. It's the difference on this whole thing.
Well, in a way, like filtering them and choosing which ones you will want to post on social media is kind of mindful as well.
Oh yes, of
Because
course.
you're really focusing on the perfection of the photo, of course.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're taking 10 pictures of the same spot,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. The mindfulness is not in the moment, because maybe the spot's crap, and you're just kind of like taking the picture. And maybe those 10 pictures, you get back home, you delete them all. Who knows? Maybe it was this place sucks, whatever. It all delete it, or I will post it. That happens too. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like a double-edged thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting how like the old technology going away changed culture, and it's like you have this entire behavior, or this entire thing people do around these technologies. It just disappears, and it's not a thing anymore. But some of it is coming back, like we said. Or like you said earlier, for example, like the sound of the CRT. It's like, man, that was like
Crisp. Yeah.
I remember I had a Yamaha CRT monitor. The button to turn it on was this, like it was really satisfying to click it, like, and then like the screen, and it's like, and then the screen, and it turned. It's like crazy satisfying sounds. And like the Sony Walkmans, you know, the cassettes or any cassette player, just a cassette, you can like it, like the physical like nature feeling of like popping it in and then like closing it is like this and then like pressing the button and you can like feel the mechanism engage, like, and it's like these sounds, these chick chick. It was really, really good. It was like really satisfying. You know, you don't get that with digital. You know, I remember I had a Walkman or a cassette player. At least I didn't have a Walkman, but I had a cassette player. And when I got my first portable CD player, it was just the button, and it's like click, and it's like, oh, it was like really like, oh wow, that's it. There's like nothing. It's a CD player. There's no physical. I mean, the laser moves, but that's you don't feel the laser move when you press the button. When you're pressing.
Well, do you remember when you just the first generation when you bumped into one, then it kind of skips a beat?
Oh yeah. They started adding memory to those, so you could like it loaded the song in memory. You remember? And sometimes some of them had like 50. The one I had 50 seconds of memory, so you could bump it for 50 seconds before it skips. But if it bumps and then recovers within those 50 seconds, you would not hear the skip. You know what I mean? It was really good technology. It just had, but the really like expensive ones that like, I don't know, I saw one time was like 300 seconds of memory. Like, wow, 300 seconds of memory. That's crazy. That's like 5 minutes. Like you can hear an entire song. A whole song, and it doesn't skip. You could just jumble the thing up and down, and it wouldn't skip. That was pretty good technology. So it kind of solved that issue for a while. But yeah. MP3 players were more superior.
MP3 players, man. But the first generation as well. You were only able to put on 5 songs on it.
Yeah, they were like 64 MB or something like that. Insane how little it was. You know, I was kind of late with the MP3 players. I got my first one in like 2006 or something like that, 2007, something like that. And it was already a 2 gigabyte one, so I didn't have that problem. I loaded up a whole lot of stuff on there. But before that, I was still using a CD player, portable CD player. But yeah, I mean, the difference between a portable CD player and an MP3 player isn't that big, except for the whole skipping songs. The feeling of it, well, of course the CD player is big, of course, but the pressing the buttons, it was literally the same. You know, skipping songs, it was literally the same, except the MP3 player was smaller and it didn't skip. That's it. But the difference between a cassette player and a CD player is huge. You feel the mechanism engage the cassette, and you feel the motor spinning, and it's like this whole thing. It's kind of crazy. And yeah, that's funny. Yeah. And cassette players didn't have skipping issues as bad as CD players did.
Oh, interesting. Huh?
You know. Yeah. Wild stuff, man, back then.
Yeah.
We don't have that stuff anymore.
No. So is it a blessing? Yeah, in a way it is.
What, that we don't have it?
The struggles. We don't have those struggles anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like with games, the struggles make the thing good. You know, it's like when like
I mean, that's what you think. I mean, because it feels nostalgic to think about it, right? But now, if you're already like spoiled by good, smooth technology, it's hard to go back.
Well, maybe. I'm not sure. When it comes to games, I know it's not nostalgia. The games where you struggle are the games people talk about the most. Look at like
but blowing the cassette to make a game work on your Nintendo.
Yeah.
Even though you shouldn't do that, but
dude, everybody talks about that as if it was the greatest thing, dude. In the moment they did it, but now everybody's like all nostalgic about it. Like, oh my god, I can remember
it was annoying
to do that?
Because it's like
yeah
doing an exam at school because you're nervous. Is it going to work? Is it broken? Is it working? Is it working? Oh, shit, I should blow again. No, it's not. It is nostalgic, but not in a good way.
Dude,
but just like
people
it was
talk
part.
About. Yeah.
It was part of it, part of the experience. That's the nostalgic part.
Dude.
It was annoying, man.
Oh, really? Dude, I see people talk about that with a glint in their eyes. They're all like, oh my god, I remember the days. And they're all happy about thinking about. I'm like, dude,
just the nostalgia bliss.
In the moment, whatever. People love that stuff. People complain about it.
I was so nervous.
but now that they don't have it, they're like, oh my god, I want to go back. This is so whatever, you know. I mean, I really think people need struggles, and the struggles really improve your enjoyment of media. So that's why that's at least part of the reason why modern stuff nobody cares that much, because it's abundant and everywhere, nobody cares. Back in the day, dude, you were 16, you had a part-time job, you were like, I don't know, whatever, doing some dumb job, and you saved your money to have this movie party with your friends, and you went to rent out the movie, and it's this whole thing, dude. That was struggling. It was a struggle, but it was the greatest thing that you remember, probably. And it's like, you still remember that day when you did that stuff. You went to you literally remember getting the DVD or VHS in your hands at the store, and that I'm pretty sure there are people like that out there. I remember that, doing that. Yeah. It's like, it's the thing, dude. You know, these days nobody cares. You go to somebody's house and they like browse through a million movies for like an hour before you finally choose one. Like, oh, whatever. You know,
and maybe still not satisfied.
I mean, yeah. The pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
I enjoy the ease of watching, like one of the best ones, anime. I'm a big anime fan, dude. Back in the day, and I'm talking about early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, dude. In 1999, I went to the Anime Con in the Netherlands just to be able to buy anime, because it was like literally nearly impossible to find anywhere. It's crazy. I even went to like Belgium to buy the stuff, because you couldn't find there. I remember on Yahoo Groups back then. Yahoo Groups. This is how old this shit is. Yahoo Groups. People would have lists of where they spotted a certain anime. It's not like, no, here they have anime. No, here I saw a VHS tape of episodes 5 through 10 of this show. If anybody wants that show, go get it there. That's the kind of list I'm talking about. People were not like listing, oh, this place sells anime. I mean, sure, that was a thing, but they were very specific. And I was like, okay, searching for where can I buy this show? And I was like, okay, if you want to buy this show, I saw somebody saw it there in that store in Belgium. I remember I went to Ghent one time in Belgium to buy a thing because some guy spotted it in a store. It's like, that's the kind of struggles that you had back then. And it was glorious. It was like this whole, when you finally got the thing in your hand, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I have it. Finally, after all this time, I can finally watch this thing, blah, 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 blah. And then when you watch it, you're like, I can't believe it. Look at this thing, blah, blah, blah. That's like a completely different mindset to today, where you have a million shows and it's like and nothing is interesting. You know, it's crazy. You know, lost technology, insane stuff.
Lost technology. Dear listeners, we are really curious. What retro part do you miss the most? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for listening. Please support us by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. And we will see you in the next episode. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.